Now then, people, it's Joe or Leeds TV. It's your Brentford post-match. That's it then. Playoffs it is. I'm gutted. I am. I'm on the floor. We lost it last Friday. We lost it on Good Friday, let's be honest. We always knew Brentford were going to be tough, and so it turned out to be. They were the better side. I don't want to... at the end of that game there... I've seen people like Pablo's crying. Yeah, you've got Pablo, you've got Ayling. They look on the floor, young Jack Clark. But it's not over, right? We've still got the playoffs. We have to remember. I was going to come in here and go off my head and, rightly so, I'm going to get stick. It's our time, doubters now, all that stuff. But it ain't over, and that's what we have to remember. And we have to show our support next Sunday. We have to show our support. We have to turn up in numbers. I hope the numbers don't dwell. They won't. We're Leeds. We march on together. But we need to be just as noisy. And we need to put a performance in against Villa to show the rest of the Championship. Because our form at the moment, since the turn of the year, since January, it's not been great. Since we were top at Christmas. We've had a few mint performances here and there. But... we lack cutting edge now, it seems. The spark seems to have gone. We're struggling to score goals, it seems, at the wrong time. People look off it. I don't want to call anyone out, but what's going on with Patrick Bamford? Please tell me. Do you know, at the start of the game, obviously, there were changes made. Wrong change. I do like Forshaw, but I don't see why KP hasn't started. There were changes that need to be made. I think Clark should have started. I think Roof should have started instead of Bamford. I said so in my pre-match. I don't know why changes weren't made. It was great to see Cooper back. I thought he had a really good game. I thought he started really well. And you can see we missed him against Wigan. We did miss him, and I thought he was okay today. But listen... We had 2 early chances. We had a few opportunities in that first half. You could call them half chances. But we had 2 early chances. There was one from Bamford and one from Roberts. I mean, Roberts' touch was woeful when he was through on goal. And the stat came up on Sky. Obviously, I got offered it. I couldn't travel to the game logistically. I've got work tomorrow. I live in Sunderland. It was a bit of a nightmare. And, my heart goes out to them people that have travelled there today. And... it's a long journey back to Leeds or wherever they are in the country, knowing that, automatic is all but gone. And my hat's off to you guys. But yeah, them 2 early chances, and the stat came up on Sky, and Brentford had conceded the most goals in the first 15 minutes, I think, more than any other Championship side. And we had them opportunities, And then there's the pen. There's the pen as well. I think that was around about the 15 minutes. And I just thought to myself, this is where we're lacking. This is where we'll fail to not go up. Is the missed opportunities, our inefficiency in front of goal. It takes us far too many opportunities to score a goal. At times it's like we're trying to walk it in. And Bamford, for me, isn't firing. He isn't firing. I mean, he looks devoid of any sort of confidence. He was getting bounced all over. There's more reasons as to why I felt he was really poor today. But we had the 2 early chances, as I say. And we don't take them. And that's the difference. Brentford were the better side, but they have that opportunity. First clear-cut chance, really, for Morpay, and they take it. Simple. And there's the difference. Where was Pontus, by the way? Again, well out of position, didn't need to be. And there's questions over Kiko's positioning as well. He seems to want to save goals halfway, 15 yards from his line. He never seems to stay on his line. I don't understand it. I mean, it was an easy finish for Morpay. If you watch the goal back, he just looks over and can see the space in behind Kiko and just... toes it over, So there's question marks over Kiko's positioning for the goal as well. They showed flashes. There was a last-ditch challenge, I think it was on the 12th minute for Cooper on Morpay, and one by Janssen as well, an unreal challenge on around about the 30th minute. But let's just go back to that penalty. Yes, it was a penalty. Does it change the complexion of the game? Maybe so. But for me, Bamford should have hit the target before. And I know that's crazy, but I'm not going to go on about this penalty as much as what they are doing on Sky, because for me, Bamford should have had a shot at goal prior to even coming back in. Again, trying to walk it in. Why hasn't he had an effort? I think the opportunity's there for him to score. Yes, it's a penalty. Yes, it's disappointing. Buzzing that Ollie Watkins got a yellow card, and how mad is that? You know what I mean? That he dives, he gets a yellow card, and then just think back to that, you know, the previous games. These sort of things can impact a season over 46 games. But yeah, you know, yes, it should have been a pen. Yes, I'm gutted that it wasn't. Yes, it's a joke. But ultimately for me, Bamford should score before that. I don't know what he's trying to do. It's just my opinion. Do you know, I mean, even just before they'd scored, there was a chance for Conor. It was a decent save by Kiko. But again, there was an error by Roberts. I don't think he had a great game. And he has the shot, doesn't he? Just after they scored, on half-time, through on goal. There's options there. I think Bamford's an option as well. And there might be Harrison coming in on the left. But he just drags it wide. And it is such a tame, poor effort. It's like he kicks the ground first. And that's the difference. And that's where we've lacked our inefficiencies in front of goal. Look at Morpay. Look how dangerous he looked. You know what I mean? And then the second half, as I say, they just got us on the counter. Got us on the counter. I thought Canos was brilliant. Watkins was good. Morpay, you know, Sawyers. They're a good side. We knew that. And it was always going to be a tough task. I said that. But we lost it on Friday. That's where we lost it, you know. There was, again, another, I think it was like the 47th minute, Bamford goes for a challenge. He ends up on the deck. And then Forshaw manages to nick the ball. Now, Forshaw could have played him through. And Don Goodman on Sky said, oh, Brentford were lucky that Bamford was injured. Nah, man, he wasn't injured. He was just on the deck being weak. He was weak today for me. Weak. And that's why I'd have started with Roof. And then Roof comes on and I'm thinking, right, okay, Roberts hasn't been great, but I think Bamford's the change for me. But no, Roof for Roberts. And Roof was largely ineffective. Again, and you know, and for me, Bamford made so many errors. You might, if you disagree, please tell me what Bamford offered in that game, please. Like I say, and then they score 62nd minute. I think it's a poor ball from Click into Roof. Roof gets, you know, I think it might have been Sawyers who gets to the ball before Roof. But I think Click, again, I mean, Click hasn't been the same player that was early, you know, in the early parts of the season. And that's the thing, we just seem to have lost our spark at the wrong moment. And that's why, you know, we have to turn out in our droves on Sunday. We have to reinvigor them, because ultimately now, you know, they're going to be on the floor and just missing out on automatic. And when you say just missing out, we might be way off come the end of the season, come the 46th game. But yeah, I mean, we need to pick them back up. But for me, Canos shouldn't even score. I mean, there's the error by Click into Roof, right? Pontus is found wanting again. I think it's Watkins that goes through. And yeah, Canos shouldn't score for me. You know, Click and Dallas are covering. Click doesn't give it enough, you know, of a kick to get it out. It's like, again, trying to be too cute, a little touch. Canos shouldn't score, I don't think. And then obviously we go for it. Obviously Jack Clark comes on, you know, for Pontus. And I don't think Pontus was great again. I thought Cooper played really well. Yeah. And then there's another opportunity on the 70th minute. The ball's played into the box, in a crowded box, like we continue to seem to do. When we do get it on the edge, we try these intricate passes into the box. And it sort of bounces off Bamford. It just seems to bounce off his shin, you know, his knee, wherever. He can't seem to make it stick for me. Like Roof was, say, for example, in the early parts of the season. If you look at Roof's goal against Derby, it's a similar sort of chance, you know. It comes in fast and he's able to take a touch and score. But Bamford does have it in his locker. I mean, he showed that against Wigan. It was a great finish, but I don't know, for me, I don't know if it's a confidence thing, but he just doesn't look great. But yeah, and he couldn't control the ball. It breaks down. It goes down the other end, and Conor should probably make it 3. He tries to take it round Kiko. But yeah, you know, and then obviously Watkins gets his dive. You know, the change for me should have been Roof for Bamford. I think the changes should have been made prior to the game. It needed something fresh, something new. I think other managers might have changed it. But Bielsa, you know, I'm not calling him out. Bielsa is the man. But no one's devoid of criticism. And I think other managers in this division would have looked at performances like Wigan and changed it. And I think we as all fans, I think even if you watch our pre-match videos, we all said there should be changes. I think Conor mentioned Izzy Brown even getting brought onto the bench. I know Oscar mentioned starting Clark, maybe even Shackleton. I touched on Shackleton. I said, let's start Clark, let's start Roof. So we're not alone in this, and I know you guys would have been thinking the same. But you know, the way Bielsa is, he sticks to his principles and he shows confidence. And we've seen that's proved dividends at time. You know, when Ayling played himself into Harrison as well, Alioski played themselves into form at times. But I just think changes were needed for these games, and I still question the substitutions as well. But we seem to have lost the cutting edge. The spark's gone. We can't seem to cross the ball or take a set piece anymore. You know what I mean? I don't know what's gone on there. We had so many corners, not one of them troubled Brentford. Not one of them. But, you know, the lads look broken. We can't, you know, I see a lot of this, they're not bothered. They go back to their houses and all that sort of stuff. They do care. And that showed you at the end of that game there. You know, and I think Phil A mentioned as well the fact that none of the crowd got on the players' back, because we're all aware of what they've put in this season with such a small squad. And we need to show our support come Villa. We need to put a performance in against Villa, because we could be meeting Villa, you know what I mean? That 6th spot is still up for grabs. We're going to finish 3rd. You know, West Brom and Villa, and then we'll get 6th. You know, it seems to be switching. Is it going to be Middlesbrough? I know they got beat today. Derby are in there now. Is it going to be Bristol City? So we need to now get back on it, get back on the horse. It's gone now, but it's not over. You know, it's not over. We've got 2 games left of the season, and then we have, you know, the playoffs, a home and away fixture, and let's see what happens there. But yeah, I'm on the floor, but we have to move on now. For me, it was always going to be tough. Wigan, we were all angry at that, and that's what's cost us. That's what's cost us, the Wigan game. But we now have to move on. We have to move on as a fan base and get behind the lads next Sunday. Because it's not over. It's not over. I know our history isn't great in the playoffs, but you know, Bielsa's broken many records and smashed many hoodoos this season. Brentford unfortunately wasn't one of them. But you know, we have to move on. We have to move on. And I'm sorry I haven't done this live. I know I said I'd do Monday Night Football live, but I think we're all on a bit of a shit. So I'm gonna head to bed, as I've got work tomorrow, and hopefully I'll see you all bright and bushy-tailed and ready, you know, to cheer the boys on Sunday, because we need a big performance to show Villa as well, because they're the informed team. They're the team that we need to look out for. And I think they beat West Brom in the playoffs, so, you know, if we do progress in the playoffs, it'll be Villa we meet in the final. So, and that's a big if, you know. Form needs to change, and quick. So these next 2 now, we need to go and put out big performances and lay down a marker. But, you know, and that's it. I'm rambling now. I'm going to leave it there. But thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and leave your comments. Okay, peace out. Marching on together, guys. We can still do this. Leeds, Leeds, Leeds.